The Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks season preview. Obviously, they have Luka Doncic, who I think. Would you say he's the favorite for MVP this next season?
I wouldn't call him the favorite just because there's too many other dudes who's very, very, very good at basketball right now. But I would say he's a top three. Like I say, he's a lock for top three, top five favorite for. I wouldn't. It's hard to say anybody's really a favorite between like those top guys. I feel like they're all so close. It's hard to really just differentiate one of them from all the rest of them. Between Giannis, Jokic, and probably Luka, it's hard for me to just pick one. You know.
Fair. So yeah, they added JaVale McGee, added Christian Wood. Obviously, they lost due to Donovan Mitchell's ability to create generational wealth. They lost
Too
Jalen
much. You
Brunson.
give him too much credit, man.
So he created due to Donovan Mitchell's ability to create
You giving
generational
him too
wealth.
much. You giving Donovan Mitchell too much credit for that, man. Jalen Brunson
Generational
was
wealth.
balling.
He was balling, but there was a reason he was balling that hard. Donovan Mitchell is one of the main culprits of that.
Why your man's outside defense couldn't save him?
Gee, I've got to help everybody. Everybody getting broke down. What you want me to do?
They ain't one helping him. You should have been helping him.
They got me on max. So you want me to protect the corner and then get back because my guard can't keep nobody in front of him?
If you can't do either one, then you need to be on the bench. That's why I need to get a center like Jacob Pertl to come in, who's cheaper, who I can bench, so I got more money in other areas. So maybe I can have some wing defenders.
Gee, I feel you. But if Mike Conley getting broke down, Donovan Mitchell, who came into the NBA as a defender, is literally letting somebody run past him. What do you want me to do? But that's beside the point. They lost him. Other than that, they still pretty much had the same roster. Tim Hardaway Jr., who was hurt, I'm assuming he will be back and healthy this season. What do you expect from them? Obviously, they made the conference finals again. Well, last year. What do you expect from the Dallas Mavericks? And are there any people on this roster that you are looking at that could maybe shock the world on this basketball team?
I wouldn't say shock the world, but I do think they have two very underrated pieces on this team between Reggie Bullock and Dorian Finney-Smith. Those are two wings that I think, really need to win games. Reggie Bullock is an outstanding on-ball defender. I've seen him give guys trouble throughout the season. All the quicker younger guards, he's giving Ja trouble, giving Trey Young trouble. And he also shoots the ball at like a 39-40% clip. And then you also have Dorian Finney-Smith, a wing 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan. He gets out there. He'll guard Kawhi Leonard. He'll guard a Paul George. He'll guard a LeBron James. He'll guard a Giannis, and he'll try his best. Those two guys are key to winning. And they had those guys. I think they really played well throughout their run last year, and they get to mix those guys. They bring back a Tim Hardaway Jr. I think they have these also guys that complement Luka's game because they don't need the ball and they space the floor and they take pressure off of him on the defensive end. So I think that this roster is very underrated in that way. The guys that they do have, you added Christian Wood. I think that's fire. He produces. I think he's pretty much a walk-in, like 21-8 out there. He can shoot. He finish at the rim. Create for himself a little bit. You can feed him. He can go get a bucket. They did a pretty good job this offseason. Luka Doncic is probably going to have another outstanding year. All-star starter, pretty much. That's locked in. That's guaranteed. Like I said, top 3 MVP. They got a Josh Green. Like a JaVale McGee's been one of the best backup centers, and when he starts, sometimes one of the best starting centers in the league. When he's out there getting playing 20, 25 minutes, he's going to produce. He's going to finish some lobs. He's going to protect the rim. He's going to bring you some energy. I think he'll be a great fit with Luka as a lob threat. They got him, JaVale McGee, and Christian Wood down at the same time is going to be fire. I think this team can be. They got to the Western Conference Finals last year. I wouldn't expect them to go back, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they did get back. Like you said, the West is a lot.
Doing the Clippers. Oh Lord, Luka sees an LA Clippers jersey, and oh Lord,
he be frying Zubac up, man.
Oh Lord.
But like you said, the West is a lot tougher this year with the Clippers being healthy again. Suns are gonna come back, bringing pretty much everybody back. The Lakers will be healthy this year.
Oh, come on.
Stop.
Come on.
Stop.
Come on.
But the West is gonna be tougher this year. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they did sneak their way back into the Western Conference Finals. The role players they have are really good at what they do, and they complement their superstars' game. So it kind of maximizes everybody. You maximize Luka because they're around him, and those guys are maximized because they have a guy they can just kind of lean on. So if they stay healthy, they can get back to the Western Conference Finals. They can sneak up and still maybe 45 to 50 wins this year. A little more chemistry, depending on how good Christian Wood is. That's a very low risk, high reward situation. They can either extend him by December or they can trade him off by February if he doesn't really work out. So we'll see how it goes. They are also Jason Kidd, one of the better defensive coaches in the league. I guess you added JaVale McGee, you got Finney Smith, Reggie Bullock. So they really, the fact that Luka isn't the greatest defender isn't really a problem for this team. They can hide him or do different things to get him not in the spotlight on defense. But I think this Dallas team is very solid. I 100% expect them to compete. But yeah, like I said, they can get about 45 to 54 wins, I believe. Maximum around like 54, 55. Minimum, I think if anything less than 45 wins, I think will be a kind of a failure for this team, considering you do have one of the best players in the league and you surrounded them with what you have surrounded them with. So yeah, it should be definitely a fun team, probably a league pass team. Also bring back Dinwiddie, who's going to take on a bigger role. Dinwiddie has been a very good guard in this league for a very long time, pretty much guaranteed 16, 17 points, with about 5-6 assists. A guy to take pressure off of Luka. He stepped into a bigger role now that Brunson is gone. I think that'll help him. But yeah, this team, they bring back Kleber, one of the better 3-point shooters in the league, high IQ guy, who's also is no real slouch on defense. So yeah, Dallas should be solid. One other fun team to watch.
Couple questions with Dallas. One, what's Luka's next level? I think one, shot selection. I think Luka takes a lot of bad shots because he can hit them, but I think there are easier shots that he can get. And I think he can get in. I think that he can get into trouble with those shots as the playoffs go deeper. Also, his conditioning. I think you could see in the conference finals, he was clearly tired. Clearly, I think so. I think those are my questions with Luka. I think the JaVale McGee pickup was huge. I think one is being a lob threat, also adding to their back line of defense. I think it's huge. Christian Wood, even just judging off I don't know if you remember when what he did with those couple games with Harden. He looked great playing off Harden.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was good in the pick and roll. Also, he can, hit a threes. That gives you another option. Like now you can play Kleber and Christian Wood if that's something that you want to do in your front court at time. If you're matching up against, bigger teams, you can do that. Also, Tim Hardaway being back, I think is huge. A guy I'm looking at, I don't know if he'll be great this year, but I think in the future, he can kind of substitute what Jalen Brunson brought is Jaden Hardy. Obviously, I don't think he'll be the playmaker that Brunson was, but I think as far as like scoring, I think he's the guy that can be kind of electric for this team. I think he was like the number 3 shooting guard or like the number 1 shooting guard in the nation at some point in time in high school. So I think that he can be used for this team. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say that they can't get back to the conference finals. I do think that it will be harder, but I think a lot of it depends upon just the progression of Luka Doncic. Like, where does he go? Like, what is Luka Doncic's ceiling? Like, what does he come back better at this year? If he comes back, let's just say, what if Luka cleans up his shot selection and gets to number one, he shoots 74% from the free throw line. Let's say, what if he comes back 50, 39, 80?
What is he from the field?
45%.
Like 45.
Last year he shot 45%. For his career, 45%. But I think a lot of that is because of the shots he takes. I think if he cleaned up his shot selection, he could shoot better.
We disagree on this all the time, but no, he not. That's a shot. You shoot the shots that you can make.
But
that's how you keep the defense on their toes.
No, listen, I think he can keep the defense on his toes, but while taking better shots. Even Steph doesn't take as many terrible shots as he used to.
Steph has never shot a terrible shot ever in his life.
Yes. Even Vince's right. 2016, the last play of the game. If you would have just pump fake Kevin Love, drove, laid the ball up, maybe you get fouled. Now you're down 1, come back, play defense, get you a better look next time. But no, you were fucking hunting. And took a goddamn contested 3 from.
He just shot as soon as he caught it. He hesitated. If he would have shot as soon as he caught it and he makes it, that's probably the greatest shot in NBA history.
Because Kevin Love jumped out. Kevin Love jumped out. He was like, oh shit. If he just pump fakes and goes to the rim, lays the ball up, maybe you get fouled, you trust your defense, come back down. I'm just saying, I think that, hot take. The Mavs are missing the playoffs. That is a strong hot take. I don't know if I believe with that one. I wish you could come on and explain that, my brother. I don't agree with that, but you know what? I like it. But yeah, I just think Luka could clean up. Actually, if you see this sporting with Darren, can you please put in the comments and explain why while I'm still talking about the Mavericks? But yeah, I think that Luka could clean up some of his shot selection. And if he does do that, you might see a 50, 38, 88 season. And then what does that look like for Luka Doncic? That might put you at 33 points per game. That might make you the MVP of the league doing things like that. So I think he could clean that up. Again, I do think Jalen Brunson will be a tough loss because I'm not always sold on Spencer Dinwiddie every night when you need Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie is like an add-on. I fuck with that. But they're going to need Spencer Dinwiddie to perform on this basketball team pretty much every night. Like when Luka goes to the bench, there ain't another soul on this roster as I'm looking at that's going to handle the ball. Like, who going to handle the ball? If he
I don't relying on Dinwiddie is not. He's had some. Dinwiddie is solid. Dinwiddie been good his whole. He's been good his whole career ever since past his like third year. He's been solid.
Dinwiddie has shot. This is what he shot: 30%, 35, 44, 38, 44.
How many points?
41, 4, 4, 7, 12, 16, 26, but he got hurt that year. 13, he shot. Now, he did shoot 50% in Dallas last year, basically, and 40% in like the small service size that he did give you when he came over, but he was shooting 37% in Washington. If you can get that Spencer Dinwiddie, the one that you got last year where he can come out here and shoot 45%, let's say, and give me about 38% from three, I love it.
2019 Dinwiddie, though. If you could get that Dinwiddie, if you get 2019 Dinwiddie.
He said, start ranking the West playoffs in your head. Who are the Mavs better than? Again, I think a lot of that depends on Luka Doncic. Lakers, I think they're better than the Lakers. I think debatable better than the Suns. I want to see how the Suns recover after that shit last year. I got to see how the Suns recover. Debatable better than the Pelicans.
I don't a lot of it really is debatable. Like
yeah,
Utah losing their spot, so that's gonna be another open spot.
They gone. But yeah, like a lot of it is actually debatable. But
it's really debatable. It's just, you got to see how it play out. It's not like a lot of it is debatable.
And again, I think it's what Spencer Dinwiddie do you get? Does Luka Doncic become better? Does the Christian Wood acquisition works out? Again, like I said, I think if all things do go well, I think this is a team that can make it back to the Western Conference Finals. Obviously, I don't even think they could beat Golden State. When it comes to the Clippers, shit, who knows, bro? Because the shit I be seeing Luka doing against the Clippers is inhumane. Now, granted, they done lost both series, but he be balling. And I don't think he's had the same level of I won't say same level of help. I don't think Porzingis was no help, but I don't think he's had the same level of help that fits him as he has now. I think they figured out what goes well around Luka Doncic. But any last thoughts with the Mavs?
No, with the Mavs, should be a heck of a team. I expect them to go out there and compete every night. They should be. I'm pretty sure they won. How many? I don't know. Probably I got to be at least a top 10 league pass team just off the Luka Doncic name alone, right?
For sure.
We should probably see them on TV a lot. I expect every time they
got a Christmas game against the Lakers.
They do. Should be a heck of a game. Last year, Lakers versus Mavs was that game. Austin Reeves hit that. Pretty much the
Russ hit that 3 in the quarter.
Yeah, That Luka actually didn't even play that game, and we still barely beat them.
He didn't.
But he said he didn't play, right?
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah, he didn't play, and we still barely beat him. But that should be a great game. I expect them to compete every night when they on the headline and whoever it's against. I expect Luka Doncic to put on the show every night. They got some good fantasy production from this team. I take Wood. I maybe take Dinwiddie late. Obviously, I take Luka. Depending on how deep the league is, maybe a Finney Smith or a Bullock. But it should be a heck of a must-see NBA TV from Dallas coming next year.
I agree. So I think we can.